Perspective Blog X Lakers-fandom. Before we get to the content, I would like to thank all my subscribers for your support. If you are not a subscriber, I invite you to support the channel, subscribe, and turn the notifications on. Thank you for your support. All right, the lighting is not helping me, but I hope you guys show up, right? This is not kind of announced, so how about those Lakers? I got a mango and orange flavor, sparkling water. Pretty good. I'm trying to leave the dangerous sodas. I have a lot of stuff here, but it's not mine. First off, how many times I've done videos about Tajen Horton Tucker, right? And some of you, they won't take the guy seriously because you haven't seen the potential of this kid. This light is really, I got too much light on one side, not enough on the other one. Let's see. That's all I get there. So, Tajen Horton Tucker, right? How about his effort? I know he didn't have a perfect game, but he was the higher scorer in the team. And I've been telling you that he is one of the superstars for the Lakers in the future. I know you're thinking, come on, man. But let me tell you something. His passing was pretty good, right? He found the guy most of the time that he could, he found the guy who was alone. Let me see if I can. This is too bright, but I'm gonna have to deal with the brightness because otherwise I can't. I can stand. Have a little bit of cold, nothing serious. I'm vaccinated. I haven't had any big side effects. Felt a little bit weak first, at the beginning. But yeah, I have the vaccine. I know, make your research about him. Don't let people famous and influential like me. Just kidding. To tell you what to do. Make your research. It's your life. And you know, my prayers are with anybody who's suffering um, this illness. Uh, my best wishes. And for those who had the vaccine or still thinking not to get it, or maybe eventually, I don't know. My blessings to all of you. My prayers to all of you. All I care is that you guys survive and make the best out of it, the best out of your life. Um, but enough with that. So there was a common effort. I was kind of laughing because um, on Twitter um, somebody put, and I think a few people shared it or retweeted. Um, a great play from Marc Gasol, and somebody called it the Drummond effect. Um, by the way, Marc Gasol had 13 points, 5 assists, and 9 rebounds. And lately, Marc Gasol, and actually, coincidentally, it started with um, the game where not the game that Drummond was, but the game that it was announced that Drummond was becoming part of the team, where Gasol started like rebounding more, and his defense started to amp up, and his scoring starting to amp up. Everything went up, and not necessarily have to do with that. Sometimes you just start clicking. There's a moment where you start clicking in something when you are doing it enough. Um, we can't be that severe with this team because, like last year, this team was kind of assembled um, together. It is, Schroeder is the first time this season that he plays with the Lakers. Gasol, the same thing. Um, Now we are seeing THT starting to take, a little bit more of the floor. He, by no means, the game hasn't slowed down enough for him. And you can see what he can do. Why I'm so high on Taylor Horton Tucker? Because last year, when everybody says that the Lakers uh, didn't have a playmaker, I said, if you watch Simeon, if you watch his college little time, Taylor Horton Tucker is not just a good playmaker for himself, but he's a good playmaker for other people. Now he's 20. Most of what people know him from is from Simeon, but that sample is good enough for people who know basket to know this kid is special. His confidence attacking the basket, his defense, um, he he's starting to become more aggressive, but also a little bit more accustomed to the NBA. And he's going to make bonehead moves like what happened on the third quarter. He kind of went a little crazy. But you can't ask a 20-year-old kid to really become, somebody that 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 would would do more. Um, um, you know, and here we are. He scored 17 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds, 1 steal. He was +4. Wes Matthews had 2 steals. Caruso had 2 steals. And Caruso had 13 points, 4 assists, 5 rebounds. Keiko had 10 points and 8 rebounds. Um, Matthews had 9 points and 5 rebounds. And still, yeah, 2 steals, actually. So we see Margasol had 4 blocks. And there was another game that he had 4 blocks way before the Drummond effect. So that's why I like the joke, but that may not be the accurate thing because Margasol had a defensive game, but he was a little bit, lacking on the rebounds. But this time, 9 rebounds. Markieff Morris had 15 points and 9 rebounds also. You have Keiko with 8. Montrez. Okay, let's talk about first the officiating. How bad was this officiating? I mean, it was pretty awful. I don't know what is happening, but it was pretty awful. And I'm not just talking about the whole, I'm not talking about the Lakers, how they officiated the Lakers. When there's bad officiating, things get a little rough on the court. You allowed one thing, then you allowed another. I don't understand of all the aggressive people in the play. You know what play was? The foul on Schroeder. There was a lot of people that did things kind of, muscle around that were aggressive enough to deserve even more than Montrez to be ejected. Now, I understand Montrez kind of pushed around a referee, but he wasn't the only one, and he wasn't the more aggressive guy there. It's all I have to say. It was kind of funny to see Markieff Morris as the voice of reason at a certain point in that fight. And Siakam kind of touched him and then realized, no, this guy's going to fight me. So, I don't know. I don't know what to say. We got the W. I'm glad. And we got the W without Drummond, without AD, without LeBron, and practically without Montrez. And so I don't know if the ejection fueled the other players But the guys were shooting pretty good from 3 point. Let me see what the why am I? It's weird how this have. Uh, okay, so the Lakers were 45% from three. They can keep, you know, on top, on 40s, 41, 42, something like that. They might be untouchable. Um, Now let's talk about the new acquisition for the Lakers. I know everybody's hyped on McLemore. I am not. Nothing against the guy, but we had a few players that already came with, 40, 37 plus percent. And for some reason, they haven't been able to work out their magic in the Lakers system. Why? I don't know, because Vogel, I don't know, he's doing a good job. He makes some mistakes as a coach. Who doesn't, actually? He, you can say he's not the best coach in the NBA. No, he's good enough to get us the championship. So I'm not going to argue that. But I do have to say that I'm very skeptic that McLemore is going to make a difference. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. But that's all I have to say about that right now. I hope I'm wrong, actually. And McLemore comes down, with so much firepower that becomes somebody that every coach that plays the Lakers have to adjust to that, because that means, I mean, like the problem that teams have right now with the Nets, you have to adjust to cover all these players who can score big, and that only can be achieved by an all defensive team that is awesome. And I don't know. I mean, the Lakers are the best rated defense in the NBA, and I would like to see the whole team, like with LeBron, AD, and everybody, Roman, how they match with the Nets. And the Nets have a problem. They are not defensive enough, but the firepower is monumental. So I don't know what to say. Nobody should be afraid of the Nets. As scary as they might look, they have big holes in their game. But they have enough firepower to cover So you gotta make sure you defend them with everything, right? You like pressure on the defense and somehow uh, make him make a lot of turnovers that you can uh, convert into points. But I gotta say that I'm a skeptic. I know people don't agree with me, but I rather had Lance Stevenson than Macklemore. It's like I said, I prove me wrong would be good. If he proves me wrong, I would gladly love it, right? But another thing is his size. Some people are confused about Macabore's size. He's not that tall. He's 6'3", and so he's not known as a wing defender. He's known for his firepower. So and he can play make some. So well, let's see what happens. I think that's all for tonight, and I'll see you in um, the next game. I'm not doing pregame shows right now. I can't, but hopefully soon I will. I um, also would like to remind you that the way to contribute to this channel is by subscribing, turning on the notifications, liking. You know, the algorithm is not necessarily favorable when you don't turn the notifications on. I know some people are bothered by it, but for YouTubers like me, they are necessary because they are part of what tells the algorithm that that they can actually expand my exposition. All right. Uh, Also, please comment. Let me know things you wanna, that you wanna hear about, and other things. All Lakers. This a Lakers channel. Um, I'll try to dab into other teams if I can, but this is a Lakers channel, so I concentrate in the Lakers. I probably miss some stuff that is happening on other teams, and I want to make a channel that you want to watch. So comment and let me know what you want to watch and whatever criticism. I'm from the '90s. Stick and stones can break my bones, but words would never hurt me. I'm actually born in the '70s, but I was a young adult in the '90s. I don't believe uh, words can hurt me. I don't believe words are violence. Um, you know, Bullying at my age really doesn't bother me. Uh, but I do appreciate, even if it's bad criticism. Something happened. Bad criticism. I thank you. Let me put it here. Thank you, Drew Dawson. Dawson. I I I am sorry if I mispronounce your name. Um, but thank you for the encouragement. Um, and that's some of the things that I want, commenting and letting me know, look, this is good, this is bad, blah blah blah, whatever. Uh, I like to have a conversation. Usually, when people, in the case that people bully me, what I have found is if I answer in a non-personal way, like I don't know, they take me if for an example, somebody tells me I'm fat, I would go like, yes, and I'm trying to do this diet or that diet or whatever. I'm not gonna be mad at somebody who points something out because um, I don't know, they did it in the wrong way or whatever. You know. Um, so feel comfortable to say whatever you want on my chat. I'm not policing people. The only way is if you harass another person, that other person would be pretty upset. I don't want anybody to be upset on my chat. And people can direct everything. Uh, if you wanna dump your rage on me, whoever whoever watched this, uh, I can take it. Just don't do it to other people. And yeah, thank you for supporting me. The greatest small forward. Uh, it's there's a few that that have been good. James Worthy is probably one of them, and Elgin Baylor. I can't remember if he was a 2 or a 3. Um, I can't remember if Elgin Baylor was a 2 or a 3. I got to check that out. James Worthy, it's probably one of the best that we had. Um, um, there's a few names that come to my mind, but I'm I'm not sure if they played 2 or 3. Um, Wilkes was one that it comes to my. McAdoo was 2. I can't remember. Um, um, Let me see if somebody else recent. Um, well, he didn't have his. He's not playing for the Lakers anymore, and but I forgot his name right now. Um, he's now in the Pelicans. Oh my goodness, I forgot. How can I forget? I'll let you know right now. Brandon Ingram. I think he's one of the best, even though he wasn't at his best in the Lakers. Like he's more mature now, and he's kind of like sinking into that. Brandon Ingram is up there. James Worthy is up there. I can't remember if Wilkes, but definitely, and I can't remember if Elgin Baylor was two or a three. Um, but those, um, would you include? Did Glenn Rice play three or four? I can't think of that. You know, I'm I'm 50, turning 51, and my memory is not as good as it used to. Um, but yeah, I would say I would say those guys, one of those, probably worthy if we count the years he played, and you know, how was he on those years. Uh, Glenn Rice came after being a star in another team, and so let me take this off because I can't see my mouth, and I don't know if but yeah, I think let's see if I think those guys probably but and I grew up watching Showtime, so I got a special place in my heart for the roster with Kareem, with Magic Johnson, um, and those guys, Byron Scott, and oh gosh, I can't remember AC Green, Kurt Ramby's, all those guys, right? Michael Thompson, and um, they weren't all together because they were coming in the 80s. In the 80s, Michael Cooper, the guy who had the task of guarding Jordan every time the Lakers were facing the Bulls. He did pretty good, actually. Um, Jordan was pretty unstoppable. Uh, though the first years, the Bulls were always, like the Clippers in those years, at the end of the bracket. They started to climb up, but every time they faced the Celtics on the Eastern Conference, the Celtics will roll over them until they got Pippen and they got other pieces, and I don't know, like a little bit of a trivia. I don't know if you know that who created the triangle offense, right? Um, I think it was in Kansas State University, and the name was Tex Winter, and he used somebody who became a Laker, a legend of the NBA, to me, is the guy that I consider the GOAT, and kind of with LeBron. To me, and I have a video, actually 3 videos, to explain why I think he is the GOAT. And I actually think that if somebody can take his records, is LeBron. But it's getting late for LeBron to do, he already done some things that other players have done. And he already done some things that only Will Chamberlain, which is the guy that I'm trying to. He was the anchor on that triangle offense. Then eventually Jordan became the anchor when Phil Jackson brought Tex Winter to the Bulls, and they decided that instead of using the center, they actually decided to use Michael Jordan instead, a guard. But Michael Jordan could post up with any of them, He was pretty unstoppable, kind of, the way that Will Chamberlain was unstoppable. For those who doesn't know who Will Chamberlain is, he's the guy who scored 100 points by himself in a game. The guy closest to get there was Kobe when he had the 81 points game. Also, I suspect that Will Chamberlain was the creator of the fadeaway, because he's the first guy I know that had the fadeaway jump shot in the NBA. If somebody else know that there's another guy, I would like to know. I'm not afraid of being wrong. All right, so I'm going to end here because I'm almost 40 minutes into it. And we'll see you on the next post-game show if I can. And, we'll be back like the Terminator. All right. Take care. May God bless. And go Lakers.